Oh my, it went live, but there we go.
Oh gosh. Well, I love our music, Irma. I should probably turn this fan off so people can hear the music and not the fan. I shall be right back.
Okay.
There, that might help a little bit.
Uh-oh. That was funny when you tipped out of the screen.
Yeah.
It said no face detected.
Oh! Sorry, I moved my face. I also need to move my face because I need to grab my tissue.
Uh-oh, where's it at?
Over there. Should I not move my face?
Oh, you can. I can get it for you.
Thanks, Grimmer. He's got to walk all the way around to get my tissue. Thank you, my love. Even though Susan sends me a message nearly every day that I go live to remind me to bring tissues. Those of you that have followed me and Grim for a while, you'll know that sometimes when I channel,
Go to town busy.
I start to sneeze. It's just been this thing that has happened for like the last 10 years. So I've learned to keep tissue not only for my clients, because some of them, you know, get emotional during a reading, but also for the sneeze factory here, because for some reason, you know, I think maybe activating my pineal gland, or I always say it's like the ancestors. I sneeze when I feel them around. It originally started as like a reminder. Oh yeah, remember the ancestors. Achoo, achoo. And so much so that Grimmer and a few other folks out there, whenever they've heard me sneeze during a 420-ish tea and tarot or whatever it might be, usually say after the third sneeze, hello and welcome.
Thank you for the like, Lily.
Oh my goodness. Uh-oh, I'm moving my face, Grim.
Oh, you're not too bad.
Okay. So, I gotta sit comfortably here. Oh, pull my shawl out from underneath myself. Yeah, I'm actually wearing a shawl today. It's one of my favorite accessories. And the weather is finally turning in our favor, which is it's finally turning in our favor. I mean, I love summer, but fall is my favorite time of year, and I know a lot of you, it's also your favorite time of year. If it is, make a comment down below. It's like as soon as the leaves start to even hint that they're turning, I start to get excited about pumpkins and fall colors and Samhain and just celebrating. It's a great time of year. And you know, here in the United States, it's kind of funny. I'm trying to untie this. It's all snarled up again, Grimmer. I think it's because I'm supposed to use this deck today, to be honest with you.
So do you want me to stop untying? Or?
Fiddle with it if it comes apart easily.
Okay.
I have this very...
it just fell apart.
Oh, it did? Okay. I have this very old deck that I've used for a number of years, and
thank you for the roses.
And the deck that I use, it's in this bag. It's been in this bag since I received the deck, and every once in a while it gets really tangled. Like the tie will get like double knotted, and it's really hard to get out. So some of you know that I've had to put these cards aside for a while because I can't get the knot out.
Well,
Poor Grim has to always do it for me.
This time, though, usually when you give it to me, it's a complicated process, but this time it literally just...
Yeah, this time it did just kind of fall out. Well, that's my deck. It's the Tarot Apocalypsis. Welcome to 420-ish, because we don't always start right on time, you know. 420-ish tea, trinkets, and tarot. I'm really trying that trinkets thing out. It's been something that I've brought in and out a few times during these live streams, but I've started using my Trinkets and Bones more frequently in my
Hi, Kirk.
personal and in-person readings, and so as soon as I can figure out a way to work with them logically in the space that I have with you, like right now you're up in our sleeping loft. Yes, you are.
Sleeping loft.
Yes, you are. You're in the sleeping loft. And oh, by the way, did y'all see this cool gray witch's hat? This is one of the first hats that Angela made. And this one has been around. I don't know why it's not sold. People love it. They always compliment the color. But you know, old Gussie here, I'm a gray witch. I thought maybe it's time for me to put this hat on. But
just to see.
If you're feeling called to wearing a gray witch's hat this season,
hi, Indigo Psychics.
please reach out to me because this one is for sale. Okay, on to business. How are y'all doing? I'm so glad to be here. My energy has been great. Thank you to everybody that has reached out, and you know, it's so wonderful when we can give each other the time of day, isn't it? Some of us tend to hibernate a little bit, especially as we go into, you know, this next season. It starts to get colder. A lot of us do a little bit of hermiting this time of year.
Mishmash, what you got? Just reading some of the names that are coming through.
Oh, what are some of the names, Grim? You're going to have to talk loud.
I'm sorry, we got Indigo Psychics, has the exact same cut that you have there.
Reverend Patience, love you.
Christine is here. I'm sorry, Christy is here.
Okay, I was going to say Christine is here? You mean Christy?
Dizzy. And lots of people sharing the lives.
Hey, Diz, thanks, guys. Thanks for sharing these. You know,
Kimmy.
It's taken Grim and I a while to get on the old TikTok, and here we are. And then today, isn't it funny that they're talking about, like, wasn't it in the news that it might be?
Yeah, it's being argued right now by the TikTok attorneys in Congress that they shouldn't be banned in the United States nor have to divest from their parent company. If they don't win the argument, TikTok goes away in January.
If they don't win the argument right now, it goes away. TikTok goes away in January. Yeah. But only if they don't win their argument. There are people out there arguing for TikTok. So, you know, whatever is best for our greatest and highest good, right? Like, you know, I am Chrysalis. I am not, as y'all know, a big tech aficionado. Don't let anyone know that. I can get around my way with graphic design, but that's a different animal altogether. I'm not known for my swiftness when it comes to tech. As a matter of fact, I'm that witch, and I know some of you are as well. I get around technology and I make it go. That's like, don't bring me near your paranormal investigation equipment. Well, you know what though, Grim? I haven't been on an investigation in so long.
Yeah, it's
been several years, and you know, my own abilities have like honed and heightened.
That's true.
And I wonder, we should dig out some of our old equipment and see if I still set it off. Up until recently, the only kind of equipment I could really use successfully on a paranormal investigation was my own intuition, of course, and connection to spirit, but also a flashlight. You know, the deal where you turn the flashlight on and you talk to spirit and it, you know, blinks or not. One blink for no, two blinks for yes. That's always been kind of fun, but usually I set the equipment off or I drain it. Or maybe it's not me at all.
That's why it was never fun to have you on our ghost investigation midnight tours.
Yeah, that's why when Grim would do the oh my goodness, what was that one called?
Oh boy, how soon we forget.
Oh my goodness,
it was our investigation tour where they
right, but we had a kitschy little name for it. I don't remember what it was, but yeah, I was not asked to attend those when people would go on a ghost tour and they would get out the equipment. I was not invited on those tours. They could come see me after the tour in my little tarot parlor, and I would give readings, but I didn't usually accompany them for just that reason. Anyways, what? Oh, you're saying hi. I want to say hi to some folks too, because I actually have comments today on that other platform.
Oh.
Let's see. Hello, Michelle Kleckler Caps. Hello, Brandon. We've missed you. Hello, LJ. And LJ's letting some folks know. Hello, Jane. Hello, Verla. Brandon says he really needs light and love. He's asking for a little bit of
Anytime, always.
a little bit of juju sent his way. Okay, hello Cheryl V. Hello Tammy G. Hello Aphod. Hello Victoria Williams. Genevieve. And oh, now I'm scrolling and it keeps showing me the same names over and over. Hello Kaylee, good to have you. I haven't seen your name pop up in a while. It's so good to have all of you here with Grim and I. Grim's over there.
Monitoring the other platform.
Monitoring that other.
Tasha just joined. Nice to have you. Jem is here.
Awesome. It's great to have you all here. I, of course, have my tea. And
Chrysalis is here.
And I have a pendulum with me, which this one I just recently found again. I have pendulums tucked everywhere, you know, because I use them frequently. It's one of my favorite tools, just for simple yes or no answers. But this one, it like eluded me. I forgot all about this one for a very long time. And she's back.
Thank you, Dizzy.
It's good to have her. I've got my cards here. I wanted to pull one for us before we started talking, but it's also going to be an As the Crow Flies Day. And so the topic that I put on for today's discussion is, what the heck is 5D? And this is a question that I get from time to time. And I'll be honest, someone just asked me this question last week in a reading. And my answer was, she said, I've heard about 5D, but I really don't understand it. And I had been describing to her earlier during the conversation, I was describing the Schumann resonance. I was describing, you know, vibrational frequency shifts. I was describing ascension symptoms to her. And like she was getting all that. But when I told her that we were, you know, shifting dimensions, we're shifting density, essentially, as we're moving through this.
It's not the veil between the dimensions thinning, it's us simulating.
We're thinning the veil because
Yes.
more and more people are becoming consciously aware. But when she asked me last week about, well, what, you know, Gussie, what is 5D? What is, I don't really get it. And the best I could do at that time, I told her I really don't know myself what it is completely. I haven't spoken with Spirit too much about it. I guess I've kind of been avoiding that topic. Not on purpose, but it's just one of those that hasn't come up. But recently, it's been coming up a lot. And then after she asked me what it was, I felt remiss in my ability to answer that question. And so I have been meditating on it. And what I wanted to say is that 5D is not a state of physical being that you're going to experience. We've been living in 3D. We know that, right? We all know that. This is our material realm.
Thanks, Kimmy.
Where, you know, we have manifested solid objects. We have created our worlds for ourselves in our 3D, and this is the space we inhabit. We can all pretty much understand that one because we're in the here and now. 5D is a state of being that you reach as you become more spiritually awakened.
Spiritually awakened or just in tune with source?
However
the
you want to
universe?
look at
Yeah,
it. I mean, I use the word awakened now
it's universal.
kind of because the whole woke process and the whole woke thing about political, I hate the fact that woke is being used like it is. When I'm talking about awakening, I'm talking about that ascension process, that thinning the veil process for yourself. You know, this time of year, the veil is thinner anyways. That's why they say it's a great time of year to do ancestral work. It's a great time to do, like, collect graveyard dirt if you're into that sort of thing. It's a wonderful time of year to focus on death and rebirth. It's kind of what this season is all about. But at the same time, being pulled away here for a minute. Bear with me. $5D is something that the whole realm that we live in, we're all evolving. I know some of you have reached out and have asked me about the animals that you love and care for, or even animals in the community. Some of their behaviors have changed recently, some of them for the better, some of them for the worse. But you know, there's been withstanding, absolutely. There have been behavioral changes with some animals, and of course, yes, absolutely, they're all connected to the same universal energy that we are, the divine spark, if you will. And so they are also evolving. It's not just like humanity is going through this. It is the whole realm shifting. Yeah. And as that veil gets thinner, i.e., it's not so cloudy in front of us, because, see, our perception has been really limited, right? We've got all these layers in between us and really what we can see beyond that. Some of us have the ability to kind of shift those layers a little bit so we can poke through, and that's where psychics, empaths, channels, mediums, that's where they, or anyone with the clairsenses, that's where you tap into that. You get past that veil a little. Not completely.
That's kind of going into the fourth dimension when you're doing that.
That's right. It's accessing a different state of mind.
Withstanding.
We're shifting toward 5D. We're not quite there yet. The whole realm, as you know, it's still, we have growing pains right now. It's meant to be just like anything. Sometimes in order for it to grow, it has to hurt a little bit first. And I know, unfortunately, we can't all be bliss and rainbows here, but understanding that those pains, those moments are not meant to be forever. They're meant to help us shift and change. Just like pulling the death card doesn't mean death or dying. It means transition, an opportunity to seize a different outcome for yourself. Why I said that, I don't know. I wonder if I should pull the. I wonder if I'll pull the devil card.
As you're talking about this fifth dimension of reality, and the veils are thinning and all of that, it reminds me of a folklore, and I wish I could remember where this one was from, but there's a culture out there, past or present, I'm not positive, that if a child is born with a caul over their face,
right,
a sack of skin essentially, that child is going to be more clairvoyant, more in touch with the spirit realm. It can be interpreted as a positive or a negative depending on how the caul is formed.
Right.
But it's in a way what we are as a society, a global society, we're kind of removing that caul from our third eye,
right,
from our spiritual self.
Grimm's talking about a caul that some babies are born with over their face. It's
#Purple Door.
CAUL, caul. And he said it's kind of like that globally. we're removing the caul that has been covering our face. We've all been born with this innate ability to get in touch with the divine, to be connected to that higher source. Somewhere along the trials and tribulations of humanity developing the way that it has, of course, we know that some of the teachings of some of the masters who've come before us have been twisted a bit and maligned and misunderstood to the point that it's actually, I think in many ways religion is more of a trap than anything else, because it's basically teaching you that if you don't follow the exact doctrine and understanding, or you don't seek divinity through another person somehow, then you're not worthy or capable of it. And I know that I've been a witch for a very long time. I mean, literally, I can't even put time. Long
Your
time.
whole life.
Long time. My whole life, right. And, I left the church myself.
Hashtag purple door.
Hashtag purple door. I left the church myself early on as well. And I'm not saying that with disdain in my voice. I mean, I wish it could have gone differently. I don't think Jesus would have liked the way some people are interpreting his words, and much of the ridiculous stupidity that has happened in his name through the centuries. But that's not what my topic is about today. The fifth dimension is a place that you achieve through your own spiritual awareness.
Achieve or return to, because when we're born, we're coming from that energetic.
Right. Well,
dimension,
I mean,
right?
I think that's
it's a re-remembering.
apples and oranges for me.
Is it?
Yeah. When I'm talking about ascension or awakening, it's all about remembering. It isn't like this is the first time you've been here.
So it is that process of re-remembering.
Right. But I do believe, if you will, Grim, I do believe that the many times that we have come back here through the different centuries, the many different past lives that many of us have shared together, I think that humanity has never reached, this realm has not reached this level of shifting up to 5D.
Right.
So is it a matter of remembering? Yes, to some degree, but it's also a matter of pushing ourselves past our limitations spiritually this time.
Sure.
We're not saying we have a limit. We have to stop here.
Right.
We're pushing on through.
Cheryl says we tend to lose our ability to see and believe in magic. We're told to grow up in society, to be productive in society.
Yeah. That's been one of the most instrumental and I will say fun bits about embracing my true witchy self. Like I said, I've always been witchy. I've always kind of had that, but over the last 10 years or so, I've really allowed myself to step into it. And part of it is because I had a muggle job and I had to stay focused in that world to just keep my foot there and balanced. And I know some of you know what I'm talking about. But once I was able to step away from that and fully immerse myself in magical thinking and living, allowing myself to remember that fairy tales start somewhere, and remind myself that, just because somewhere someone told me a long time that, giants are just a myth, bullshit. Like allowing that part of your inner child to come back to life, re-spark. It isn't just an inner child thing. It's just like when Cheryl mentioned, we're children and we believe in magic and we believe in all of those things. We can take a stick and it's a wand and it's the most glorious wand. We create that in our minds. And I know that you can remember being a child and climbing the swing set and pretending you were up a really high tree hiding from something down below, maybe who knows what. I know that you had those moments where
The magical imagination.
where your magical imagination took over, encapsulated you, and you were part of it. And I
And it
think
was real.
and it was real, and we need to get back to remembering that magical connection. So many of us are dragged down, and I wrote a post the other day. I said, don't get caught in religion and politics right now. Both of them are meant to just kind of suck your energy away. They're meant to divide and separate us and think that we're different than other people and that we shouldn't like him or her because of whatever. You know, it doesn't mean that we all have to get along. We're a huge population. Not everyone is going to agree. That's just a plain and simple fact. But some folks are giving so much energy to those things. And I get it. You want something to believe in. You want something to feel that you can make a difference somehow. You want to feel like your voice is heard or you're being guided in the right direction. And I get it. So I really do. But don't lose yourself there. 5D is about you going to a higher perspective, shifting your vibrational frequency, allowing yourself to transcend, understanding that these ascension symptoms that we feel, and I know you've heard me say this list many, many times, but here it goes again for the new folks. Ascension symptoms can include heart palpitations, headaches that kind of come and go, particularly in the third eye area, sometimes at the back of the neck. It can be nausea, vomiting. It can be chills out of the blue. It can be brain fog that comes and goes. It can be loss of memory for a certain time. It can just be scattered thinking. It can be stiff joints. I mean, I know ear ringing. Thank you. I forgot about that one. Digestive issues, throat, like your throat is closing.
Heart.
I mentioned heart palpitations.
Now, put the caveat in there.
What's the caveat?
Always seek medical.
Oh yeah, always seek medical advice if you have any of these conditions. But there are a lot of us that are going through this right now. A lot of us are extremely sensitive to the Schumann resonance shift. We've talked about that in the past. Maybe somebody can throw a link down there about Schumann resonance. But really, don't allow yourself to get dragged down into that pit of despair where you feel, I know a lot of you feel like things are just kind of coming at you one after another. I know what that feels like. I'm not saying get over it. I'm actually saying there are many, 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 many people going through this same shift as you. So you got to just hang on and keep doing the best that you can do and keep on letting things go that you don't need to hold on to, because those things that you hold on to, my goodness, they keep you tied to this realm. I want to bring this up, and I don't mean to hurt anyone's feelings, but I will say I have anniversary dates in my life too. As a matter of fact, today's an anniversary date for me in my life. And happy birthday, Riley. He turns 30 today. Some of those anniversary dates are helpful. They're loving dates. They're dates that are happy dates, happy birthdays, and special memories.
And you grow looking forward to those days.
And you grow
start counting them down for
you
the
grow,
fun that you're going to have.
Right, you grow looking forward to those days. But there are some of us that hold on to anniversary dates, and we start, a month or two ahead of time lamenting the fact that this date is coming around, and everything we do has been tuned to recognizing this date of pain. It might be the loss.
You're talking
a traumatic anniversary, right? Like something that happened, a loss of a parent or a loved one of some sort, or something ended in your life on that day that was traumatic. And I'm not trying to say I'm not trying to say it wasn't important, that it doesn't deserve your feelings. But once you've done some grieving, and once you've done some shadow work in that area, it's so much easier to let that heal and lift off your shoulders. And then suddenly those sad days can be more like days of memory and honor. Not so sad and sickening, really. I know people make themselves sick on some of these anniversary days.
There's a former co-worker of mine from
Can you
way
speak
back,
up for over here?
a former co-worker of mine, this is, gosh, 20 some odd years ago, was involved, or 30 some odd years ago, was involved in a pretty bad car accident when she was younger. It messed her hips up, messed her legs up, and messed her head up emotionally. But every year, coming into the anniversary of that wreck, that's when her pains were the worst leading into it. That's when her misery, she enveloped that date as part of her physical existence every year.
Right. When you invite that date in to affect you in a sad and grieving way. You know, I know that my mother and father actually would not want me to spend that day unable to function, crying, ill. They would want me to actually remember them in great ways, light a candle, make their favorite dinner,
Hashtag shadow work.
Hashtag shadow work. I'm not criticizing anybody that is grieving, and I know anniversary dates are painful, but what I'm suggesting is that maybe they don't always have to be.
Or each year they can be a little less.
Each year it can lift a little more. It doesn't mean that you're forgetting that person or whatever that issue was. It means that you're honoring it in a different way now. You're looking at it through a higher perspective. See, when we hold on to those pains and griefs every time, that's what keeps us anchored in this 3D. That's what keeps us anchored here. That's why, we talk about ascension and awakening. I know that some of you have folks in your lives that there doesn't matter what you say, if you try to have a spiritual conversation with them, they just can't hear you. They're just not ready. They're so anchored in this 3D realm that that's where they're staying. The rest of us, those of us that are on our spiritual path, those of us that are willing to look down those shadows and stare into the abyss sometimes and see what's there that we might not like, those of us that are willing to let the light into the shadows, our vibrations are improving. When we cross over, someday a long time from now, knock on wood, when we cross over out of this realm officially into the next, my biggest hope for all of us is that the emotional baggage that we carry around on our shoulders, weighing us down, those hurts and pains and memories, that those are lifted away little by little through our shadow work, through our efforts on our spiritual path, through our understanding and gaining wisdom as we grow.
You just kind of nailed it home.
Did I?
You've used the phrase, our death should be as easy as stepping through an open door.
Death should be as easy as walking into the next room.
Yep.
Right.
And the way, what actually hit me was, as you're talking about releasing these things that hold us back and doing our shadow work and whatnot in order for us to easily step into that next realm, it really drove home how, to me, heaven is a trap. Because now we're focusing our energy on a goal that somebody else has created for us to try and achieve.
Heaven, from my understanding of working with spirit, when you cross from this realm into the next, that near realm, they're called the near realms, the ones that are right next to this one, if you will. One of the first places that we pass to is essentially whatever your version of what you think happens next. So if you're expecting your ancestors to greet you and have love and light all around you, that is what you will experience. If you are thinking that you're this evil monster that is never worthy of heaven or whatever, you will probably experience something much darker. But that's only temporary for some folks, you see, because even then we keep evolving if we allow ourselves. The spirit, once it crosses over, it doesn't just stay stagnant there. It isn't just there until it reincarnates. Our spirits are continually given the option to move, to shift, to elevate themselves, to understand more. And it's when we get to a certain level and we say, you know what? I need some real life experience again. That's when we contract to come back here and try it again. We come back as a new little baby. We have a different set of friends, a different set of family. But a lot of us, it's the same souls that we encounter over and over again. It's really a remarkable thing. It's a beautiful thing. And that's why my wish for you, as we continue through this moving toward 5D. And you know, last week we talked about the 13th dimension. So you know there's more out there, and it goes way beyond 13. So, but we're taking baby steps, folks, and that's okay. That's what we're meant to do. If we were to jump into this like full tilt, we would probably not be able to understand or comprehend. So we are going at a nice pace. Those of you that are along for the ride, thanks for being here with us.
You got a lot of new names here.
Oh, yeah?
Scrolling through, and unfortunately, they're scrolling in faster than I can sometimes see.
Hello, new folks. Welcome to 420ish Tea and Trinkets and Tarot.
And you eventually get around to the tea, Trinkets,
I do.
and Tarot.
I just, we kind of wind around a little bit. If you ever see one of our videos and it says, as the crow flies, you'll know that that means Grim and I are going to have a bit of stream of consciousness discussion.
Usually because the 420 hit us a little harder than anticipated.
Usually for me, it isn't the 420. Well, sometimes it is. But I meditate before we do this.
Yeah.
And so I kind of let spirit guide us where we need to go. But yeah, sometimes it's the other situation hitting a little hard. Hey, Grim, are you called to this deck at all? Because it keeps popping out. And I thought, well, maybe you're the one that needs to pull a card.
Have I seen this deck before?
No, I don't think. Whoop! See, it's not for me. It's the Witching Hour Oracle deck. Witching Hour Oracle. And I was just not. Oh, that's right. I'm so sorry. I forgot. You put it upside down, sir. There's that one. There's that one. And
We gotta get used to the two-camera thing until we get some more technology.
Yeah, we need some more technology. I'm sorry, I'm moving my face. Okay. Oh, legs
Fire
get
and
stiff.
Feathers says, Grim card.
Grim card. Woohoo!
Oh, there's my jumper.
You got one?
I got a jumper.
Okay.
Oh
I
my
wish you
God,
were on here with me,
oh, there
love.
it is. I like the back of these cards.
I know, isn't it awesome?
I got to show off the back of it here.
I'll show one too. It's like
I got to find this.
it's like you and me there.
It's like a beautiful purpley hourglass. I got to get it to focus.
Yep.
There it is.
Purple
Oh my goodness.
hourglass with an owl.
I wanted to read this side.
An owl, and can you see the raven there?
Oh my God, there is. Your spirit animal and
Yep.
mine.
There we are, Grimmer. That's why I'm so called to this deck. Mist really loved this one, but I was like, ooh, but look at the owl and the raven.
Oh boy, this is such an important card. Such an important card.
What is it?
Rest after labor.
Rest after labor. Am I holding it in the right place for this?
Yes, it's the image of a mother holding on to what I'm assuming to be a newborn there, very close to. You know, we're talking about ascension, shadow work, withstanding. All of these things are labor intensive, emotionally, physically. They take a toll on us spiritually. The more we dive into these shadow works and these dealing with ascension, what did we used to call it? Ascension trauma? Or no, ascension syndrome. Or I don't know what.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We used to.
Vibrational frequency
Yes,
shift?
vibrational frequency shift. As we're going through those, it is very labor intensive and it can wear us down. So it's important to remember when you start to feel that drain, when you start to feel the aches and pains spiritually, emotionally, or physically, do something for yourself that is just strictly for the fun of it. A craft, read, stare at the wall for an hour, whatever it is.
Spa day.
Spa day.
Take a walk.
Whatever it is that allows you to rest and disconnect from the labors of your shadow work, from your ascension issues, from those things that are dragging you down. An unrested warrior eventually will lose the fight.
And remember, I'm just going to tack on to that, Grim. Choose happy, y'all, because you've got to look for the joys in your life. Especially if you're feeling like there aren't that many coming your way, you've got to find them yourself. Ain't nobody else gonna be there to show you the joy. It's up to you. That's part of our sovereign journey. If you want to be down and sad and grieving, that's fine. But if you don't like yourself there anymore and you want to lift up out of that, then choose a happier route for yourself. And don't get mad at me for saying that, because I know some of you will think, oh, but Gussie, if I could just choose happy, I would do it already, right? So I'm not criticizing you for that. I'm saying being happy, to get out of that drain of sadness, you've got to choose the joy around you. You've got to allow yourself to see it. That is bringing a higher vibrational frequency into your energy space, right? So allow yourself to see the joy. We're really good at finding the dismal stuff. It's like our brains kind of seek out the sadness and the hurt. But once you move past that part of your spiritual ascension, you'll find that looking for the joy is so much more rewarding.
The average person has something on the neighborhood of 20,000 thoughts a day.
20,000 thoughts a day?
Studies have shown, unfortunately, that up to 3/4 of them are in some way negative.
Self-criticizing or judging or, right. So that's a really interesting fact.
Yeah, that one scares
I
me.
wanted to point out about the card that you pulled, Grimmer.
Okay.
Yes, there's a baby and like a mama there, but there's also pumpkins and a full moon. And I noticed on the very bottom, it says the harvest moon. And tomorrow is a harvest moon.
Oh, yeah.
It's a super moon, a harvest moon, and it's a wonderful night to make yourself some moon water. Do it this time with intention, y'all.
I can't get it to focus.
Here, you want me to... Does that work?
Maybe. And Cheryl wants to know what's on the bottom of your cup.
What's on the bottom of my cup?
The symbols, or is it the feet?
The feet. I can't really show you because I have stuff, I have tea in there, but it's just little feet. Like a little star. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6-pointed little star. While Grim was doing his thing with the card, I was shuffling that deck and a card popped out. And so I thought I would read this for everybody too. It's kind of poignant. It is honoring the past. Honoring the past. Remembering who you are and allowing yourself to connect with those memories. Those feel-good memories. Those ones that you had as a youngster when you did still believe in magic completely. Unabashedly and without reserve. reconnecting with those memories from past lives where you have been a healer, a person that other folks sought their help from. You know you've been there in the past. Honoring that past, not only of our ancestors whose very DNA runs through our veins, their blood, their lessons, their learning, but also honoring our own selves, our own past lives, and the lives that are coming yet. Those 5D lives that we know are just around the corner.
It really does go that deep, too. When you say honoring the past, recognizing the past, it's not just the past that you've experienced in this life.
Exactly.
It's the past lives that you've experienced. It's the lives of your ancestors. It's the very foundation that your existence today is built on.
Exactly. Very, very true. Oh. Well.
Getting tired?
I'm getting tired, babe.
I don't blame you.
So don't y'all forget that every night around 9 p.m. your time, we ask just a little simple favor, really, and that is to take a moment to center and ground yourself, and then take some good deep breaths and clear whatever negative energy that you no longer need. And I don't mean negative as in bad. I just mean energy that is not needed by you. You're not using it. No need to hold on to it. Let it go. And as you do, transform that energy into transmitting peace, right?
A purple wave.
You're letting it go, but you might as well let it go with a good intention. Let it go. Transform. We always say recycle to the universe, but I think we've all moved past that now. I think we can allow that energy to transform and
emanate with intention.
Emanate with intention. Peace, love, harmony, balance everywhere in the realm, because we certainly need it right now.
And that's every night at 9 p.m. your time.
Every night at 9 p.m. your time, wherever you live. And I know we've got folks that follow us in the United States, Brazil, Ireland, Switzerland, Sweden, Australia, England. Do we have more? I can't. Africa.
Yeah, we got a whole bunch.
We got a whole bunch of folks.
Countries in Africa.
Oh my goodness. Anyways, don't forget that. And also, on the 28th of this month, Grim and I are going to be hosting our Purple Door Witch Wave, and I really encourage you to join us for that, because we spend about an hour, we do some meditation, we talk about a topic usually like this that will come up, and it's a really beautiful way to generate some good energy that we share with the rest of the world. We share it around.
We end it with a ritual.
Yeah, we end it with a ritual. It's just a nice place to be. On the 28th of this month, we're also going to be using some music that was created for Grim and I, specifically for the Witch Wave. And we'll be glad to share that with you. We're going to announce who the artist is and other ways you can access their music and whatnot as we get a little closer to that date, because, you know,
it's nice that it warms my heart that we've got somebody that said, you know what, you need your own music.
Yes, we do. We absolutely do. Also, thank you to all our folks out there, the Purple Door Guild leaders and the writers in the Writer's Rook, and all of the folks that participate in the guilds that we offer, because we couldn't do it without you. We couldn't do any of this without you. So it means a great deal. We do have a YouTube page, which we'd love to have you join.
At Gussie and Grim.
Gussie and Grim on YouTube. And is there a...
Yeah, there's quite a conversation
There's
taking
some
place
juicy
right now.
conversations going on there. You might want to jump in if you're so inclined.
Yeah, there's a video that I posted about us converting an old Christian church into a pagan temple, essentially.
Right.
And,
some folks are not very happy about us.
They're being very respectful.
They're being respectful, but they don't like that we're in an old church,
Yeah.
that we're pagan.
And that we have a different view of the divine.
Yeah, well, so be it.
Yes.
But if you're called to join that kind of thing, Grim could sure use some help in the comments. Just keep it nice. Don't get rude. There's no sense to go there, because that just makes more stupidity continue on, right? So speak what's on your mind, speak with integrity. That's always important, as much as you can. The other thing, what else was I going to tell them?
I don't know.
28th. Oh, yeah.
November.
So stay tuned, because we are hoping to put out a new edition of our Purple Door e-zine, and we're hoping that you can help us share and get the word out there that this magazine, it's a digital magazine, that it even exists in the first place. We've actually been producing it for about 3-4 years.
4 years, but this last 6 months we've been a little
right. We
hopscotchy.
took a hiatus the last several months, but we're coming back strong. So keep your eye out for that. We'd love to share, and don't forget, join the Purple Door.
Thank you, Cheryl.
Or the Old Church on TikTok, right? Purple
Yep.
Door Key on. Am I allowed to say
Yeah.
those words with each other?
Yeah, Purple Door
Okay.
Key on TikTok.
Purple Door Key on TikTok. And I don't want them to shut me down because I said the wrong word.
Huh.
Anyhow, it's been great spending some time with you on this Monday. Take some time tomorrow to do something wonderful for yourself during that beautiful harvest moon, super moon. And we will hopefully see y'all on Wednesday at 4:20ish. Tea and tarot. That Trinkets just
Doesn't
it
fit,
doesn't flow.
Even though you use trinkets.
I do. I think we might just have to leave it out.
Special editions.
Special edition. All right, y'all.
Stay magical.
Stay magical. Take care.